Hey YouTube. So today be day 26. Uh we still standing, we still fighting. We here. And so kind of an early morning check-in, whatever, but nonetheless, so I haven't uploaded the previous videos because I have to share Wi-Fi. And so I'm hoping to get all those with this uploaded today. I had realized that last night in my check-in, I didn't mention anything about the channel. So I am above 1,000 views now, and I have 8 subscribers. Now I had that on the 25th day. So and as of last I looked, I have 8 subscribers. I don't know how many views. Um, but what I wanted to say is, so it appears that doing YouTube Shorts has contributed to my subscriber rate, obviously, and doing YouTube Shorts has contributed to more views. Okay, more views in my videos that count towards video hours. You get what I'm saying? As opposed to short view hours. But thing to say to you is that what I find very interesting is, so I uploaded as many shorts as I could in one day, and I did all the shorts, but I uploaded as many as I could in one day, and it cut me off at 95. What I've noticed is that I got some that are 147 right now views, right? But I got some that are sitting still at 0. And I keep pondering that, because, see, the thing is that you would think that, or at least I thought, so, maybe this isn't my bad thing, I don't know, but I thought, you releasing 100 YouTube shorts at that rate, I figured you just hitting it, you know what I mean, with everything you got, and you would, it would make sense that if you have more content, you would create the more views, but that's apparently not the case. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because the titles are the same. It's tarot reading, and then whichever number tarot reading it is, and then hashtag shorts, so that I can show that I did 100 shorts in one day. It's just not very descriptive at all. It just says tarot reading, but I have some of them, like I say, pulling up 100 and some odd views. But some of them, a good portion of those 95 videos that I was able to upload, they're all sitting at 0 right now, and it's not making a lot of sense to me, except for, even though it don't make sense to me, the answer obviously is that, see, because the next day I went to upload the remaining, or not the next day, that I let it be for a day thinking it was going to upload itself, didn't do it. That following day, so 2 days later, I went and I was like, well, these things haven't uploaded, I got to re-upload these things. I did, and within a very short period of time, I really want to tell you 5 minutes, but I don't know, that's like, could be 10, whatever, but I had one video go up to 100 views, right? So obviously I think it had to do with upload time. But I would also say that when you get your content, now it looks like it cycles through every so often. I can't quite figure that out. But because I can see with TubeBuddy that my views are here, my views are here, my views are here. You know what I mean? And so it looks like it cycles through, so to speak. But the ones that are at 0, they're still at 0. And so my thought is that, number one, doing YouTube Shorts will grow my channel. Number two, out of the 100 that I uploaded, I think like 15 have been like viewed, right? Like where they're like in the above 20, or did I say above 20? They're at least above 50, really. But so I would have accomplished the same thing by just doing 15 shorts. You get what I'm saying? So what had dawned on me is, now what I did was I took all the 100 shorts that I had and I put them all into one video. That way I can put that on Patreon. And I'm actually thinking about making that so that content, I want to say that I want to make it so that content will release to YouTube, but at the same time I want to give my Patreon members content that is theirs, like, so a reason to subscribe to Patreon. But I put them all in long video, and I'm thinking that I might just leave that specifically at Patreon, but I've thought about later on releasing that content to YouTube, like on a once per month basis. I don't know, that way Patreon gets to view it, have their way with it, and then now that it's old to them, and I'm obviously have created new content by then it'll be new to YouTube, so to speak. So that kind of makes sense to me. But I really want to give the Patreon community something to have of their own, but I don't want to jip my YouTube viewer either, if that makes any sense. So I'm kind of weighing these things. I want to make everything as fair as possible, because it's just how I choose to be. But what has dawned on me is that I can, so shorts are short, but they're less than a minute. And so if I do 20, right, or if I do 15, then that's 20 or 15 minutes worth of content. But that's a I can put that in a one lump sum video. You see what I'm saying? And it looks like if I just do that on a every so often basis, I would have Patreon content that at some point in time will be released to YouTube, but not until after Patreon's had their way with it. But the shorts themselves, go straight to YouTube, and maybe that's a big enough trade-off. Maybe that might be the answer, okay? Because whereas the Patreon viewer will have a whole, the 20 minutes, or in the case of 102 minutes of them all together. I think it's like that, or this is 102 videos, so whatever it came out to, it should be about 102 minutes or somewhere close to 100, because some of them are shorter than a minute. So anyway, but I'm thinking that does enough for me to have a Patreon-based community and a YouTube-based community, and for them both to be getting something that the other one isn't. Do you see what I'm saying? So the shorts can all come out, and they're all part of this video, this large video that goes to Patreon, but only Patreon has access to the video. Because it seems like shorts is the way to go, because if I produced 100 shorts and that generated me, say, 3 subscribers, and I'm saying that the fact that I didn't release the shorts over a period of time is probably what my dilemma is, then what I should be able to do is I should be able to put shorts together so that they get released at a schedule. That'd be actually fairly simple. And then put those shorts together in one large video, put it on Patreon, what have you. But my big point here is that having less shorts apparently is the answer. So what I think I want to try out is, now when I uploaded, I also uploaded at 3 a.m. for those last videos that I had there. And that would have been, I'm in Alaska, so that would have been morning time in New York, if that makes any sense to you, because of time zones. So it makes more sense to me that people would like to view shorter content first thing in the morning as they're waking up, as opposed to some deep, in-depth thing. Now the second thing I tell you is that I went ahead and I got rid of all of my playlists, and I want to tell you why. I watch you know, we all watch YouTube. I watch, you know, several different tarot readers, and one of the tarot readers I happen to really like, and I really do feel driven to mention channels and all that such, but I don't know these people, so I don't want to name drop them. You know what I mean? So, but really inspirational person. And but I was looking at her tarot channel, and I was realizing that she had no playlists. And I went over to my tarot channel, and I realized that you can see my short stream, and you can see like 3 or 4 of my recently uploaded videos. But after that, it's just playlists, right? And they're all grouped. And the more I think about that, the more I think that, see, when I'm listening to music and I see playlists, then if that song is something that I'm interested in, then I know I can hit that playlist and probably find more songs like that one or more things of my interest in that playlist. However, I also know as a music listener that when I hit that playlist, it saves that to my mix, okay? So in a way, I'm selective about which ones I hit the playlist on, because even though I might like that song, that might be the only song in that time frame, or in that, you know, because I listen to everything. But that might have been the only song they had good for that year. I'm not wanting to click that and then hear all the other stuff for that year, or have the other stuff for that year pop up in my automatic feed. And so once I realized that when somebody clicks on my channel and I have these playlists, they don't get to see the however many videos it is I have now. They don't get to see that. They see my short stream, they see 4 videos, and then they only actually see 4 playlists. Well, I had like 28 of them. And you're not able to get that until you scroll over to playlists. Well, where's the prompting or wanting to scroll over to the playlist, especially if you can't see the video? And that's my point here. Is the reason why I'm mentioning this specific YouTube channel, and the reason why it all popped up to me is this right here, is that when you're watching a video from a person, on the right hand side of your screen, you'll have recommendations of that person's video. However, if that video is grouped in a playlist, you get the recommendation to watch the playlist, not the individual video. Well, I categorized all my videos according to what they're related to. However, I wanted them to be able to have their own reach as well, because it lets you know the statements that I'm saying by the title, if this makes sense to you, okay? And what had dawned on me is that nobody's ever going to be able to see that if I have playlists, because I know it sounds odd, and you may use YouTube different, I'm not sure, but as for me, I am not going to click on the playlist and then scroll through that playlist to see what I want to see. I've already clicked on the person's channel page. Do you get me? I just want to be able to, I'm already here. I just want to be able to scroll down, see what I want to view. So guess what? If it's not in that first little chunk of what the shorts is that I see that I want, and if I'm actually viewing somebody, if I'm going onto their page, then I'm actually viewing them for their content, not a short content, but something deeper. I've decided to actually, I care enough about this individual that I actually want to see what their page is and see what other content they have, because I feel that I relate to this person. And what had dawned on me is that as I could scroll down, I could see all this person's tarot readings and all the little titles, but in all the other tarot readers that I had seen, you don't get to see all the little titles. They're all in playlists. And I mean, if that works for them, cool. I see a lot of people that do that, and they have a lot of subscribers, so cool. Okay, but what had dawned on me is that I want to get my content out there, and I'm not so much a playlist-based person as much as I'm a statement-based person. So each video could technically stand on its own. It's the reason why I made it that way. it's a part of a whole, and if you care enough, I'm sure you'll find that the whole video later, you see what I'm saying, it makes sense. It gives you a reason to actually search my content. But if all you see is something that just says a playlist, I mean, sure, you can read what it says that the playlist is, what the title was, but I don't think that that's enough to really grab the attention to want to bring the viewer in to click on the playlist button and see what is there. And so I apologize for itching my face, y'all. I got cats, and I snuggle with them and rub my face on them and all that stuff. You're a cat owner, you understand. If you're not, then hey, good luck with you. But what you call it? But so I got rid of my playlist, and so I'll see if that turns me anything, and I'll let you know. But it looks like passively. So not. There's a reason I say passively. Not a beating yourself up, trying to come out with a certain amount of videos. I'm telling you, I've released 6, and they all got views, and most of them are sitting at above 100 right now. I released 6 of them. I released 96 or 94, whatever it was, and I got, because it stopped me at 96. So I released 95 of them. So I released 6 videos, because I had the finally me saying that I did 100 videos. So 6 videos, and they all got hundreds, or above 100, excuse me. But the ones trailing after my first little window, so I'd say like my first few minutes, okay, so 5 to 15, my first 5 to 15 minutes, I noticed that my count went up, deja vu. So I'm meant to be here, you're meant to be here, right on. So I see that. But what you call it? So I'm thinking that if a person produces 5 to 15 videos once to 4 times daily is what I would say, or sets them on a schedule to premiere 5 to 15 videos once or 4 times daily. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I think that it's important to put out more than one video at a time, especially for shorts. They're shorts, so it's easy to build up the content to have it. But I'm thinking that there's a number, right? So the number might be 5. I don't know. And I'm also thinking, since it seems like they revolve in cycles, and maybe just the other videos haven't been picked up yet, that's fine. But since it seems like they kind of revolve around in cycles as far as the, me seeing the views go up, I would say that there's going to be a time frame too. And I really don't know if that time frame is 5 to 15 minutes, but it appeared to me that right in that 5 to 15 minutes, I got my main flow that was coming in. So I set right at like 75. And then next thing I knew, I blinked and it was 100. And then after that, I collected the other like 25, 47, and 63. The thing is the top 3 that I remember off the top of my head. So over the time of the rest of the day. So your main watch, and I don't know what that cycle is. So I imagine once it hits that cycle again, I'll have another whatever that batch is. But it seems like you're going to have your main cycle right within that 15-minute time frame. You'll be able to see kind of what your viewership's going to be on that. Of course, I'm sure things get views and get better as they sit on YouTube the longer and the algorithm works. Because it's what, that's the thing that really sticks out to me, y'all, is that a lot of times we think to ourselves that, that people are against us or the situation is against us. No. Let's think about something real fast and let's address this, okay? What does YouTube do? What is YouTube? YouTube is a platform. What is YouTube a platform for? Content. So what does that mean? That means YouTube wants you to watch their content. okay? AKA the very content I'm producing right here, the very content that you are producing. When you put it out there, they want to market it. You are the resource of creation. They are the resource of marketing. Do you understand? So once you've put your video out there, they intend to get your video to as many people as they can, because they want that. That's how YouTube, because I mean, I think to myself, well, the idea of, YouTube stars and whatnot. I mean, like, nobody ever really talks about the YouTube, like, oh my goodness, how's that person doing? And congratulations, brother, sister, whoever you are. I was like, I'm sure it's a common name that everybody knows. I don't know it off the top of my head, but congratulations to you, brother, sister, whoever you are. You know what I mean? You provided a platform for people to be able to go on for free, where they could express themselves and be creative in millions and millions of ways. So you're owed every penny that you have, and I really don't care about that. Like you really are. You're owed every penny that you have. You did it, for whatever, a little late, but whatever it's worth. So we need to get out of this mindset that the world is against us. YouTube wants to make things work for you too, okay? So, but like I said, I think it's about a 15-minute, I got this hair on my face, and I just can't get it off. Damn cats. I love them. Little babies. What you call it? But YouTube, they want to market your material. So, so I say probably, I'm thinking that I'm gonna put it at like 15 videos and upload at first, just to see where that goes at. But it looks like 5 or 6 so far is kind of the number. I just want to see if there's a higher number that could be done. So I'm gonna, like 15 or 12, you know what I mean, per 4 hours or something like that, per 6 hours. I don't know. Is that enough to get this thing going? So my point in telling you guys all this, sorry for the length. We at 22 minutes. We are. What my point in telling you all this is that so I'm gonna start really focusing on my short game, because I can do that passively, and in between time I'm gonna do my explanatories up on the board. But since I know that my main viewership is going to be on my shorts, I want to do that passively, and I think really somewhere, I wanted to shoot for like 20, but I'm thinking somewhere between 10 to 15 videos per 4 hours of shorts, just to see what happens. And like I said, I can sit here and passively do that. It makes sure that I release them on a quantity basis per time frame, and have them stored up until eventually I figure out what that number is. Like, because it might be that I find that it's better to upload 5 videos at 3 o'clock in the morning here in Alaska, but it's better to upload 25 videos at, say, 3 o'clock in the afternoon here in Alaska. Do you see what I'm saying? Because of the eastern seaboard and whatnot. And so, I don't know. Because maybe when people go home, you're looking for something to kind of just, like we all love and enjoy the people that we listen to. I'm not saying we don't. I do too. But sometimes it's just nice to have a voice that you're used to hearing, sit there and talk, and you're gonna go back and watch it later, but you got them on there and you're like, yes, they're gonna be on for at least an hour and something. That's cool. I can go wash my dishes, I can go do whatever, and as I'm listening, if I pick up on it, cool. Maybe I rewind it to hear it real fast, or maybe I just save it for later. But sometimes it's good to have, or at least I find in my life, it's good to have that content from a creator that you enjoy, where you can actually sit back and even if it's just in their own voice, just to have background noise. And so anyways, like I say, YouTube Shorts, that's where I'm at on it. If there's any mass production on my part, it won't be mass downloads though. because like I say, you would think, like I say, if you dropped 100 shorts, that you would, now maybe I'm getting the views that I am now because it dropped 100 shorts. I don't know. Because I'll share this, I'll let you guys be. I also thought about this. So for the longest time, when you would look up my channel, Defy Yourself, DIFY, I know that's a misspelling, but this is on purpose. It's supposed to stand for Do It For You, Yourself. Defy Yourself. Do it for you, yourself. I put the I in there on purpose. I understand it's spelled DEFY. Well, when I first got on YouTube, what would happen is that you would see DIY pop up, even though I clearly put in Defy. And then there was a period of time where I wouldn't even if you put me up there, you wouldn't be able to view my page. So I added my channel name and the little, you can copy your link to your channel page to every one of my description boxes. And then I realized that since there is no ranking DIFY material, and I put up 300, you see what I'm saying, of Defy Yourself, right? Then I made my own category. Do you understand? And so I say to you that when I produced the or just simply the title, tarot, little slash, what number it was, hashtag shorts. Once I had produced 100 of them, then there's enough volume of that to be its own thing, if that makes any sense. So maybe like I say, maybe the reason why I got the views is because I had previously created this subset of tarot slash number hashtag shorts. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I see a lot of people saying that you should, about search engine and optimization and all that, but there's also the fact that you could also just grab yourself by the gumption, right, and get out there and produce something, right, and make your own thing. You don't have to tag on to everybody else's thing. It's just how much volume of your thing do you have to make for it to be a big deal. This because I'm interested in YouTube. That's what I'm doing here, and I've been listening to about the so I try not to, but I let some of the little videos that people look happy. Oh, million views. Oh, it gets me every once in a while. I click it. But it seems like their overall speak is about finding all these tools that are algorithms and AI, and I understand all that. So they're smarter than me. I'm not saying they're not. Okay. And focusing on following what is already trending in order to get your videos to trend. But I wonder, like I say, it appears to me that a person, especially with how I've seen things, with me being my own category now, it appears to me that you should be able to create your own trend, your own movement. Just like I said, the question is, how much volume of content do you have to produce? But either way, so I'll be doing tarot shorts. And I'm going to start uploading them on a 15 video basis and see what that magic number is. Like I say, I'll probably find it's better upload a small amount here or a large amount there, and I'll probably find out that it's better to upload, so whereas it might have been better to upload at 3 o'clock in the afternoon 100 shorts, or maybe the best time to upload 100 shorts was right there in the morning time. I don't know. But my point is that there will be a time where shorts is better to upload a whole gaggle of. It probably won't coincide with when is the best time to upload longer content. But I hope I'm helping you guys. I'm trying to share my own process here. That way you guys can sit back before you do it, and hear from somebody else going through it as I think through it. Because I'm bound and determined. I got 8 subscribers, and I understand that somebody else might be down about that. But I mean, we on our 26th day. I've decided this is what I do, and I'm committed to it. And I hope that you guys get to see that you, the person on the other side of the camera, you won't know this, okay? But I'm existing at a point right now where May 5th of last year, I had 2 seizures, okay? I haven't had a job since then, because the one job that I did go work, it turned out that they were oppressing people, and I'm not going to be part of that. You won't oppress me, but you won't oppress anybody in front of me either. I won't stand for that. I know what management is, and I won't have that. And so I have part-time job painting and whatnot with the father-in-law, and that's how I've been making it. But my point is that I mean, I'm sitting here juggling bills, and I'm sitting here staring at the fact that I only got 8 subscribers, but I got the content. And I'm telling you, I'm not sweating it, okay? And that's what I hope you can gather from this, okay? This is what I hope to convey to you. This is what I hope to give you on a daily basis, is the fact that don't sweat it, okay? Everything in its own time, okay? The point is that when you get to that time, have you put in the work? And if you can look back, and I'm not trying to ego myself, I'm using myself as an example. So I'm saying to you, if you can look back and you can see places where you tried things like doing 100 YouTube shorts in a day, and then learning from the experience of the different, how much to upload at what time and so on. When is the time where I can really ramp it up? You know what I mean? Is that over the time where, like, theoretically everybody's sleeping? What is that time? So like, it's like when it's 4 a.m. on the eastern seaboard. See what I'm saying? People are still kind of partying in Alaska. But is that the best time to dump, a buttload of YouTube content or not? And that's my thing is I know as long as I keep fighting, I keep working at it, it's just going to continue to build and grow. We already know this. It's just math says so, okay? So it's just a matter of the time. But again, I say to you, when it comes time, have you done the work? Have you put in enough work for that time to be, when that time comes and you've done, say, 10%, right? And all of a sudden, you doing 10% is at least worth, let's just say the figure of $100, okay? Well, if 10% is worth $100, then when you got to that time, had you put in 100%, you would have had $1,000. Do you understand? Okay? And it's not about where you're going to go from there and such as that. It's just once it launches, once it actually gets going and things get traction. Okay? Have you put in the work? All right? So I think about it like, and I'd already said I'd let you guys be, but I'm going to say this. So when I lived in Arkansas, we had this creek. And one of the things that we would do is we would go down to the creek and we would take rocks and we'd put them in a long little run, okay? So I'd say 7 to 12 feet, okay? And we would make sure that if a fish went in there, it would have a deeper spot once it went down, right? So that it would stay in that spot. And then we'd come that next day and we'd get that fish out of there, okay? So I say to you, if I create this little fish catching dam, like I'm saying here, right, and a bunch of perch hop in it, then that's cool because a perch is a small fish. Do you understand? But if I set this up in this creek and a whole mess of catfish jump in there, right? They go down the little 12-foot little run that I got right there, and they got the little deep little bowl that they're sitting down in there. They all hop in there. But here's the problem: when I get there in the morning, I might have 2 or 3 catfish, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that, okay? But originally, my fishing hole caught 12. You see what I'm saying? And what happened was there's so much catfish in my analogy here, in my little trap here, that they get crowded and they end up jumping out, right? Because catfish can walk too, okay? So they get crowded and they end up jumping out. If I have a bigger bowl, I can catch bigger catfish. So I'm saying to you, once your thing gets traction, do you have a big enough bowl to catch the volume, right? Because it's the other thing. This is a butterfly net. We gotta think about that. We're going like this and seeing what we catch, right? So you're gonna go. I think you're gonna go around and you're gonna run with this butterfly net just like this. The bigger butterfly net you got, the bigger more you can catch. This makes sense, okay? But once your thing gets traction and YouTube does push that viewership your way, are they gonna have enough to view to leave an impression that makes them want to come back or makes them want to stay until you can show up the next day and offer more content? Do you dig me? So either way, day 26, we here, I'm here, you're here. Hey, it's all good. All right. I'm gonna work on my short my short videos, and then like I said, I'm gonna hop in those explanatories. But just like last night, like I say, that lady that had talked to me, that all really, I hadn't made that realization or had that clarity. And thank you to her, and thank you to you for watching. And y'all guys have a blessed day. Y'all take care. Bye.